Progress in Prosser. Well, number 4 went down. We'll travel to Prosser and have a report for you tonight at 5:30.
My great uncle raced cars against Barney Oldfield. He usually won. Boy, if he could see the new Eagle Vision luxury sports sedan. Its cab forward design puts the wheels at the outer corners for more stability and better handling. And he'd tell you Eagle Vision out-accelerates the Infiniti J30 and Lexus ES300 for about the price of a Ford Taurus. When it comes to Eagle Vision, it's no contest. Imagine what he'd say about our new lease plan. Get a grip at your local Jeep and Eagle dealer. Where else?
A room just isn't complete without beautiful carpeting. Sometimes it's all that's needed to brighten your home. For a limited time, Schultz Furniture is trying something a little different. It's our very first trade-in carpet sale. It's really quite simple. We'll take your old carpet and give you a $5 trade-in allowance per square yard on beautiful new carpeting. Simple as that. And as always, Schultz Furniture offers complimentary measuring of your home and design assistance. Imagine, rid yourself of that old carpet and get a great deal on beautiful new carpeting for your home. For a limited time only at Schultz Furniture.
You're watching KAPP 35 Yakima.
We now rejoin our regularly scheduled programming, already in progress.
I like
Best Buy Inc.
Best Buy appliances.
Appliances. Tell the audience what they do.
Oh, they're specialty retailing, consumer electronics, and then they're a great growth company. And what they do is they mostly specialize in Walkmans, TVs, and then it's like they have a low cost, so they can have these big stores with just appliances in them, and then you're paying less than anywhere else.
And you knew about this because?
Well, because they opened up a few stores in the metropolitan area, and then so I got to take a look for myself to see why people would go there and how their earnings would keep on going up, and I loved it there. Yeah. I mean, they let you play the video games, they let you switch the channels on the TV.
So they were young people friendly?
Yeah, they're an appliance store for kids, I'd like to say. I mean, that's the store where kids would go to buy appliances.
And you said any store this welcoming and outgoing to young people has got a future. Yeah. And I'm going to invest in it. And what did you get in at? I got in at 39 5/8. And after how many months is? Well, I sold it at about 68. In how many months? In about 6 months. Have you chosen the school you want to go to yet? Well, right now I really like to go to Babson. I really like what they have to offer there. I mean, go where? To Babson. They're about 20 minutes outside of Boston. Are you a Bostonian? No, I'm a Michigander. I see. Good. I don't know who to root for, the Wolverines or, yeah, all right, go Michigan. Number 1. Yeah, go blue. And where is the school? This is a college or a... Yeah, this is a college. They're a specialty business, and they can really train the future entrepreneur to, acquire these companies and run them well. Yeah. And you're high on the stock market, aren't you? Yeah, no pun? I'm still bullish on them. They've gotten a little beaten down lately, but I still like their prospects. And do you support the Fed's increasing short-term interest rates? Yeah, I think it's important because I'd rather have higher interest rates than higher inflation. And right now, this is putting a smooth on it. And I like Greenspan, and I hope that Clinton doesn't get rid of him in '96. Well, let me make a call. Okay. You sit next to Lakia Lowry. This is a great story. Lakia, you're a Brooklyn kid. Right? This one you're going to love. All they were going to do, she spent a lot of time at the library. And then she reads a sign saying I don't know if they're going to close it or cut it back. In a moment, we'll tell you what she did about that when we come back with these stars of today and tomorrow in just a moment.
Debbie, these shots are fabulous. Beautiful, Debbie.
Better than the last time, Tony?
Absolutely. It's my job to make sure people look good. A few weeks ago, while doing test shots with Debbie, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told her about Head & Shoulders. You see, regular shampoos merely rinse flakes away, so they could come back. But look, Head & Shoulders helps stop flakes from even forming. See the difference? Yeah, picture perfect. Head & Shoulders turns dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
There's no need to compromise on a laxative. You need one strong enough to be effective and gentle enough to be comfortable. You get both with Dulcolax. Dulcolax combines a highly effective overnight laxative ingredient other leading brands don't have with a special comfort coating designed to protect your stomach. In fact, doctors recommend Dulcolax more than X-Lax and Correctol combined. So don't compromise. Get strong. Get gentle. Get Dulcolax.
If you saw someone being attacked, would you fight to save him? This woman did.
I wasn't thinking what's going to happen. I was just thinking he's got to be stopped.
And when the attacker turned his knife on her, nobody came to the rescue.
I went to the nearest house and started banging on the door. If I'd been bleeding to death, I would have died on their front porch and no one would have done anything.
Would you risk your life to save a stranger? Next, Oprah.
Oprah, Friday at 4 on KAPP 35.
No mistake is too big to forgive.
I think anything is possible if you want it.
How far would you go? What's in it? Do you even know what's in it? What would you do for love?
I guess we're just meant to be together.
All in the name of love.
All my children.
Lakia, you're 17. You are a Brooklynite. You go to Sister Clara Barton High School.
No, it's Clara Barton High School.
Oh, just Clara Barton.
Yes.
You're a senior at Clara Barton High School. You graduate in June. Incidentally, you have a scholarship. I want to tell all the good things about you, Lakia, because you're probably, not going to talk about yourself. You have a scholarship to St. Michael's in Colchester, Vermont. You're majoring in journalism. We got some Vermont. Go Vermont. I'll tell you what, we got the United States of America in this audience today. Lakia, you did spend a lot of time. You have, as you grew up, you spent a lot of time in the library. Do I understand this?
Yes, I have.
Uh-huh. Your neighborhood probably has some distractions. Do we want to say this without insulting anybody? Because everybody's neighborhood has its distractions now. But it has been a difficult situation for you even to concentrate on anything that have to do with academics and scholarship. Is that so? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yes, it's true. I mean, like every neighborhood, I mean, there's the ups and downs, but my neighborhood in particular has caused me some extenuating circumstances. And in the past, I have spent most of my time in the library, and I still do now.
Almost like I assume there's some gang activity out there and some noise and some stuff and some maybe even loud music and maybe somebody putting funny things in their body. I mean, I don't know. We can only speculate on what's going on, and your neighborhood is not alone on this. But to get out from under this, away from these distractions, you spent a lot of time at the library. So?
Yes, I have.
Is there a certain academic pursuit you have, or are you just one of those that just likes to read and fiction, everything? What?
Well, actually, the library was kind of a refuge for me because I was going through some difficult problems at home. Right. And since the library was the closest place to my house, I would just go there and hang out and read books and stuff like that. And it kind of grown on me. It helped me, so when I just want to know, Lakia, because, with MTV and the boob tube and all that, kids aren't reading. So we have to be very impressed with the fact that you are. You had an adult early in your life encourage you to this? You do it yourself? Or how'd you get so turned on when there was... It's so much easier to watch television than it is to read. It's making us crazy. Well, actually, there wasn't anyone who I can say in particular inspired me to read. It just came naturally, and I just kind of grew on it.
You really get lost in books then, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
So tell them what happened. You're over there at the library. Which library is this?
It's the Walt Whitman branch in Brooklyn.
And I assume this is a pretty substantial library, isn't it? I mean, it's a big deal, huh?
Yes, it is.
Brooklyn is our most populous borough. It must be a huge place. All right, Walt Whitman Library.
Yes.
You're over there one day, and tell them.
Well, one day I happened to come there after school at 3:30 That's the time I was going there. Right. And they had these petitions, and it said that the library budget cuts were going to affect the New York City libraries, and my branch in particular, because certain neighborhoods got the budget cuts worse than other neighborhoods. And I thought that it was terrible, and I became very upset. What I did is I took the petitions, and I got over 1,000 signatures, and I participated in march-ins, sit-ins, and letter writing campaigns. And Sandy Dolnick, the executive director of Friends of Libraries, her name was on the bottom of the petition paper, and I sent it to her along with a letter. And she was very impressed, so I got invited to the White House to express my views with Barbara Bush, and I got invited back a second time to have tea with Barbara Bush.
That is neat. And so what happened to the library?
Well, right now, the libraries, they have an increase in the budgets, but still certain neighborhoods have less than other neighborhoods, and I'm still working on that.
Yeah. We're building prisons and closing libraries.
Well, that's what really upset me, because, I mean, someone can go to jail and get a free education, 3 meals a day, and a bed, and, I mean, it's like a youngster can't even go to the library to read a book because they don't have sufficient funds. I think that's terrible.
16 years old. Well, Sean, old man, you're 19. You are Sean Thunder Wallace, and you are a recording artist.
Yes, sir.
I mean, not just another recording artist. You are, you've been interested in, and you're very accomplished at classical jazz. Is that how we want to say this?
Traditional, mainstream, straight ahead jazz.
As in Thelonious Monk jazz.
Charlie Parker jazz, Sonny Stitt jazz.
And you're interested, you play the alto sax?
Yes, sir. I also play tenor saxophone, soprano saxophone, piccolo, soprano flute, alto flute, clarinet, and piano.
Well, so you're a reed man and a piano guy. You studied classical, as you say, traditional jazz. You started at the age of 6. And you began composing at age 7. So you're not only, you express yourself so well with the instruments, but you also write.
I've been spending a lot of time, especially lately, writing, arranging, composing songs. Yeah.
Yeah. You actually have you have a CD, or do you have a?
Actually, I have 3 records out currently. One was put out when I was 14, and it's called Sean Thunder Wallace, The New and the Old. The second album is Sean Thunder Wallace, A Whole Lot of Thunder, and that was when I was 16. The third album is Crying Melodies, and that was when I was 18, right there. And now we're currently working on a new album. I've written a lot of material for the next album. Only one of the songs will be by somebody else on the album.
Yeah. So you're connected then. I mean, it takes a lot of money to do this. So somebody, you know, I don't know. Have you met Mr. Cito over here? I mean, he may be able to put together.
Matter of fact, I gave him my business card.
Did you give it to him? Well, wouldn't hurt to have his, you know, him out there on the street raising some money for you. This is neat. You have met Branton Marsalis, have you?
Yeah. I opened for him. I don't know if he remembers this, but I opened for him in Detroit on the Montreux Jazz Festival with another musician. I was with another musician, and we opened up for him. But a highlight from me.
Well, I just say Branford is, as you know, the conductor of the Tonight Show Orchestra for Jay Leno. But go ahead. You met Branford, and what happened?
Well, I gave him my first album. I think we sent him my second album, but his bass player, Bob Hurst, has my third album, and he was really, really nice. But my highlight, and it's been for a long time, is I opened up for Ray Charles on the Michigan Festival, and that was great. I mean, crowd for just
keep looking.
I bet you, yeah, all the way to the sky, the crowds. What a thrill it must have been. And the man himself said hello to you, I'm sure.
Yes, I got to shake his hand and gave him my album. And that was when I was 14, 15.
Yeah.
Now I'm 19.
Yeah.
And I've been traveling around and doing various clinics at different colleges, teaching my craft to people that want to learn, because I believe that traditional jazz is the roots of all popular forms of music and needs to be stressed more. Needs to get out of these gangs and start, you know, read some books, get some music.
And return to the real scholarship that is the traditional jazz science. This is Thunder Wallace. Think about it. 19 years old. Holy cow. And he's in the marketplace. And yes, we will hear a performance from this unusually talented young musician. We'll also meet, when we come back, the youngest elected public servant in the history of New York State when we come back in just a moment.
Carpet's ruined.
Not this time. Not when there's PetZorb Plus, the revolutionary absorbent that's stronger than anything you've ever seen. Watch this incredible demonstration. Put half a teaspoon of PetZorb Plus into a glass of water. Turn the glass over and voila! It's amazing! PetZorb Plus works on any surface. Pet accidents. PetZorb Plus saves the day. It even deodorizes so your pet won't revisit the same spot. It's great for all your other stains and spills too. Just watch. Wine. PetZorb Plus will make even the toughest stains disappear. Blood, finally something that works. Water, watch PetZorb Plus soak it up. Baby food, PetZorb Plus cleans it away. Coffee or tea, it's incredible. PetZorb Plus works great on floors, carpets, and upholstery. A small amount of PetZorb Plus will clean up large accidents in minutes, even dried-in stains. PetZorb Plus polymer crystals are formulated to absorb hundreds of times their own weight. Simply sprinkle over the spill, then wait for it to solidify. Just scoop up or vacuum. PetZorb Plus capillary action brings all the liquid from the bottom to the surface. PetZorb Plus works better than any product on the market today, and it deodorizes while it works.
You have to try it. It's hard to believe, but this stuff really works.
It's amazing. Order PetZorb Plus now through this exclusive TV offer for only $19.95. You'll receive this 1-pound bottle good for hundreds, even thousands of spills and messes, and it's completely safe and biodegradable. Order now and get a second 1-pound bottle absolutely free. That's twice as much PetZorb Plus for the same low price of only $19.95. Stop living with ugly stains. Stop yelling at your pets or kids. Stop scrubbing and blotting stains into your furniture and carpet forever.
PetZorb Plus saved my carpet. It's amazing.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-523-1400. Order PetZorb Plus now for only $19.95, and for a limited time get a second bottle free. Or send check or money order, including shipping and handling, to PetZorb Plus, 1 American Way, Roanoke, Virginia. That number is 1-800-523-1400.
To Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please. Be sure to include your phone number with area code.
Just in advance of hearing the fine artistry of Thunder Wallace, let me introduce Mark Molinaro. You're 18, Mark. You were elected to the village board of the highly regarded town of Tivoli.
Village of Tivoli.
Tivoli, first syllable, with apologies, to the village of, look at this. Tivoli, New York is about 2 hours outside of the city?
About 2 hours outside of the city. We have about 1,100 residents, so, which I guess politically is amazing enough, because usually small towns like Tivoli don't like to bring in a lot of new ideas, so it was pretty an accomplishment on their part.
How many were the total number of votes cast for board member? Village
289 votes were casted, which is actually 53% of the registered voters in the village.
It is it. And you had how many opponents?
I had 3 other opponents.
And out of 200 and how many did you say?
289.
289. How many people voted for you?
160.
So you blew everybody away then, in a four-man race. After you were elected, the mayor and the assistant mayor quit. Why?
They had personal problems, I think.
They were not at all pleased with the 17-year-old being elected to the board?
I don't know, and I really can't speak for them, but it was interesting because my first 3 days were probably more hectic, and I learned more in those 3 days than most people do in 3 years.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, how exciting this is. And you're going, how often do you meet? Once a week?
We meet once a month, and we have other meetings, but basically my job's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right. What are you in charge of? Are you head of a committee, or is there any particular area?
The departments I'm in charge of are the Water and Sewer Department, which was something new because really I only knew a little bit about them, but also a study called I&I, Inflow and Infiltration. It's something technical that I'm just learning now, and also Community Health and Safety, which I'm enjoying doing.
Uh-huh. Well, Mark, you have our congratulations. You are a public servant. How much do you make, Mark?
I make a grand total of $1,400 a year.
$1,400 a year. Well, we don't think there'll be any missing money. You're in charge of water and sewer control, public safety, and community health. This is Mark Molinaro. He is 18 years old, and he probably just is the youngest person ever to be elected to an office of public service in the state of New York. All right. And here to enjoy the work of Thunder Wallace is one of your heroes. Here is Branford Marsalis, right here. Good to see you. Good man. How's it going? Good to see you, man. You remember meeting him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When was that, anyway? How long? I think I was, what, 13, 14?
Yeah, it was about 4 years ago.
Was that a year ago?
2 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. Branford, if you'd be good enough to have a seat right here, I want to thank you for dressing up for it. He's rehearsing.
No, we're getting ready to go on in about 20 minutes.
Oh, that's right. He's got to tape a show. All right, well, I wanted you to stay and enjoy the man's work, but you already know what it is. I hope you have all his albums. He's got all yours. All right? All right. Thank you. Here's Jay Leno's man, Branford Marsalis, right there. Go get him. Go get him, Thunder. Here is Thunder Wallace, 19-year-old musician, composer. The man does it all. That is Sean Thunder Wallace. Hey. Real fine. Real fine. We've some more super kids we want you to meet, and we'll do that when we come back in just a moment.
So, what do you think? Dentures or my own? If they were dentures, the last thing I do is call attention to my mouth. In fact, I wouldn't let you get within kissing distance unless I used Efferdent. Because then I wouldn't have to worry about the denture odor or the stains. That is, if these were dentures. But that's for me to know, and for you never to find out.
So effervescent, so effective.
Blueberry pie.
Your secret is safe with Efferdent.
Why insist on Massengill?
I know it's gentle.
Gentle for generations. Massengill vinegar and water extra mild is perfectly pH balanced, and unlike bargain brands, it's preservative-free.
Massengill.
Trusted by more women.
My dermatologist said, Marty, you really should use Dove instead of soap. It'll make your skin feel softer.
More dermatologists recommend Dove than any other cleansing bar.
I tried it, and I found that my skin definitely felt softer. She really did know what she was talking about.
Oh, hi. I'm a superhero.
Well, superhero, how about some lunch?
Okay, I have chips and soda.
How about a sandwich and some fruit
Nah, I'm a superhero.
You can't do all that flying on junk food.
I'm a superhero.
So this is a superhero. Now eat. Play it smart. Eat foods that help build your body and your brain.
This Children's First is brought to you in part by Pepsi-Cola Bottling.
Tonight, TGIF goes cash crazy. First, Carl and Urkel wrestle for big bucks.
You think I could ride with him in the ambulance?
Family Matters. Then will Eric model for small change?
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Boy Meets World. And do the Lamberts need cash this badly?
I got hands up, slime ball.
Step by step, and Vanessa wants more bucks from her boss.
Any chance of you cooking me some smothered pork chops?
I'll suffocate him.
On Coop, cash in on TGIF.
In the city of Metropolis,
Superman. Not bad for a mild-mannered reporter.
live two people made for each other.
Hot date?
Uh-huh.
With who?
Superman.
Only one of them doesn't know it.
What are you doing here? Barn dance let out early.
It's the first love triangle
You know, Lois, it must be tough being right all the time.
Yes, it is.
just for two.
Ever since he held me in his arms, there's something between us.
This Superman guy has really pushed their buttons.
Lois and Clark, Sundays.
We've met, just enjoyed the artistry of Sean Thunder Wallace, say again, 19 years old. Mark Molinaro, we've chatted with, he's 18 and was elected to the village board at Tivoli, New York at age 17, continues to serve proudly. Is a life of public service, has to be in your sights then, huh?
I hope so, I really do. I enjoy doing it. It enables me to help a lot of people, and I get to work with a group of people that I really like in a village that I care about, so it's nice.
Do you watch C-SPAN?
Oh, a lot.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
You watch the Congress and the Senate working then?
As much as I can, yeah.
It's so neat to see, isn't it?
It is. A lot of it is a lot of fun to watch, and there are a lot of people that care about what they do.
Sure, you can tell, can't you?
Yeah.
But to see them take the well and, you know, pop off like that and say what they mean, and
Yeah.
it's a wonderful, wonderful window on our
It is.
whole democratic experience here. Ryan, you're on. About time we got to you. You going to show us that medal, or are you just going to sit there with your... There you go. Your folks mortgaged the house for that, Ryan, or maybe close to it. Well, a good-looking young man like you obviously would be up to something very interesting, and you are. You're 12 years old, and you've written a book, a copy of which I'll be happy to get. Tell me the title of the book, Ryan, and how this all happened.
It's called What Preteens Want Their Parents to Know, and I started it last summer, and basically I started it because I thought I had a lot of things to say to parents.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of problems in families, not just, you know, inner city families and stuff like that, with kids with guns and things. Because every family with a preteen, just teens, have little problems. Most of them can't communicate with their parents.
Yeah.
And so I've observed this with my friends and stuff, and so we wrote this book.
There it is. What preteens want their parents to know. I'll tell you, just pick it up here. Remember that my room is the only private place I can call my own. If I don't want to keep it perfectly neat, let me. You can't hear me when I talk like this? Show them the number 20. Here's some more very good advice. What preteens want their parents to know. Ryan Halliday and Friends, authors. Let me teach you some things. Don't always be the teachers. What a great idea. Let me take some risks. You did when you were young. Respect my privacy. That is very important. Say yes more often than no. Well, you're out on an edge there, Ryan. Take me on short errands with you if I want to go. You know, it is true about let me teach you some things. Kids like to lead. We should have 12-year-olds leading 8-year-olds. That would be neat. Not all day, not all, you know, all the time, but I mean, occasionally, I think there should be like a tutorial responsibility on the part of, be fun. How'd this all happen, Ryan? What a great idea.
Well, a lot of my friends got together and we decided to write this. We showed it to the publishers. My dad is a part of a publishing company, and we showed it. I gave it to him. He gave it to all the other people, and they loved it. And so
here we are.
That's what happened.
Don't keep adding on punishments. Don't ground me and then decide that I also can't use the phone and that I also can't watch TV. If you get grounded, that'll be it, grounded. When telling me about your rules, make sure I understand the consequences. Let me choose my own friends. Show me how to compete. Let's once in a while take turns reading out loud. Isn't this neat? Please let me watch the Donahue show. It's my favorite promotion. That is Ryan Holiday. You are 12, Ryan. The book is titled What Preteens Want Their Parents to Know. You're in the 6th grade. You have 2 younger brothers. Among other things, you know, kids aren't represented by anybody but themselves, and often not even by their siblings. So this kind of would help a kid sort of be understood by his parents without having a big kind of meeting about it. We haven't met the Swamp Kids. They were going to close the dump. And these kids got together. They were going to close the dump this year. And they got together and they did something that means they don't have to close the dump until after the turn of the century. Whatever could it be? We'll ask them when we come back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila, and I'm here to show you a great new hand tool from Sears. What you working on, Tim?
Well, I'm fixing this wheel, but these pliers make it really difficult. I mean, it takes 2 hands to adjust them, and even then it doesn't fit quite right, so I end up rounding off this nut.
Try RoboGrip instead of those slip joint pliers. RoboGrip pliers automatically self-adjust, so you only need 1 hand to use them. With RoboGrip's exclusive cam mechanism, just a simple squeeze of the spring-loaded handle, and the jaws automatically adjust for a perfect fit. RoboGrip makes any job easier. It's perfect for snugging or loosening bolts, and the offset head gives you a better grip, more power, and gets you into tighter places than ordinary pliers. So it's ideal for auto repair work. RoboGrip even works on pipes. The laminated construction makes them strong, just like plywood is stronger than a single piece of wood. Because it's a Craftsman hand tool from Sears, it's fully warranted forever. So Jan, tell me about the tools you use around the house.
Well, I keep the most essential tools like a hammer, a screwdriver, and a pair of pliers.
Jan, if you only have 3 tools, one of them should be a RoboGrip. This handy do-it-all tool is the world's smartest pliers. It grips tightly with just a squeeze of your hand. You only need 1 hand to use it because it adjusts by itself. It's lightweight and the handle fits the shape of your hand, large or small. And you know you can trust the quality because it's a Craftsman tool, America's #1 name in tools. And remember, when you buy from Sears, your satisfaction is guaranteed, or your money back.
For rush delivery of your Craftsman RoboGrip, get your Sears charge or other credit card ready and call 1-800-762-2100. That's 1-800-762-2100. Or send check or money order for $19.99 plus shipping and handling and applicable state and local sales tax to RoboGrip, 5959 Triumph Street, Commerce, California, 90040. Call 1-800-762-2100. That's 1-800-762-2100 right now.
Transcript of Donahue, send $3 to Journal Graphics, 1535 Grant Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203. Or call 303-831-9000. To order a video cassette for only $24.95, just call 1-800-FOR-VIDEO.
Can't read your mind. Lee Vandiver and Katie Norris and Josh Blakely join us. You are Swamp Kids. Swamp, as in solid waste management plan. Come on. What do you guys know about this? You're from Franklin County, Georgia, south of Atlanta?
North.
Tell us, what happened?
Well, it started on Earth Day in 1990 when we were all 5th graders, and we decided that our environment was a big problem in our community. So we all decided what could we do about it. So we all sat down and we tried future problem solving to see if we could solve some of these problems, and it turned into a big, big project.
And one of them specifically had to do with an area refuse place where you received
a landfill.
A landfill. And the landfill was filling up, as most of us know, almost all of them are. And you guys got together and...
Well, the state of Georgia required each each city had to devise their own solid waste management plan, or had to be included in a county plan.
Right.
And the plan had to ensure that you would reduce the waste disposed of by 25% by 1996.
25%, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So obviously one of the ways we can reduce waste is recycle. Was this the strategy?
Well,
tell us, Josh.
Yes, and that and reducing and reusing your garbage, like reusing your cardboard boxes and milk jugs for other things around your house.
So don't just take the box and throw it away. Use it again and again. And what happens is the landfill fills up less rapidly. And it worked. The landfill, which was scheduled to close when?
This year.
Is going to close when?
After the year 2000.
You guys did this all by yourself? Well, I'm telling you what. Did you get any awards or anything, I hope? Did you get a banquet or something? Did you get a plaque?
We won the 1993 Environmental Protection Agency's Environmental Youth Award and got to meet Vice President Al Gore at a ceremony in Washington.
You went to Washington? I think you were supposed to meet the president, but he had a cold. And so the vice president was, and you got your picture taken with him, and that must have been very, very exciting.
It was.
Think about this. These are teenagers. You are, is it 14, 13, and 14? You look older than that. All kids do to me. Imagine the consciousness now, the awareness at age 14. They'll have it all their lives. These folks are not going to pollute. They're not going to waste. They're going to recycle. And they're going to make a better world, not only for us, but for themselves and their children as well. You have our congratulations. Who's got this? That's neat.
I wanted to know how you inspire your friends to get involved, too, with what you're doing.
Anybody?
Currently, this summer we're planning on going on an 8-state kid-to-kid how-to tour, telling other kids how to start volunteer projects in their community and how to do projects like ours. Because if every community in the nation had a group like us, it would cause a revolution.
It would.
Yes, Sean Thunder Wallace, I would like to know, how did you get started with traditional, what you're doing?
Well, my father used to be a musician. Well, when you're a musician, you're always a musician, no matter what you play. But he was a musician, and I just saw that him playing, and it just became a dream to me. And I just did that, and he supported me through everything I've ever done. He supported me. Our family has supported me. My mother, my sister, my brother. I support them in what they do. They support me in what I do. And I try to give them a good example as to what they can do, as my father did for me. So,
look here. When you go to St. Michael's in Colchester, Vermont, what will you study?
Broadcast journalism.
Broadcast journalism. Not journalism, maybe, but maybe, I don't know. Have you decided?
Well, there's so many areas of it that I like.
You joined us late. Jennifer Hawkins has her own talk show. It's on WBZT AM. I never miss it when I'm in Palm Beach. And it airs Sunday mornings from 9 to 10:30. And it is, 9 to 10, sorry. You have it with the full approval of your parents, who were not altogether thrilled about you working at 14 in this kind of job.
That's right.
But you have such a presence. It's wonderful. And you wing it, and you talk to people, and you don't seem to be thrown for a loop. And you're very, very natural, not self-conscious at all.
Thank you.
I wonder when you're going to have a TV show. Kind of excited. It would be. It's fun, though, you know. You get to run around. And
would be exciting.
it is. Great. Look at all the nice people you get to meet here. We'll give you a chance to ask your own questions of all these very talented young people. When Who Said Kids Today? Come on. I bet you they represent a greater percentage of the kids than do the ones we see on the front page of the paper. When we come back in just a moment.
A puzzle. With so many stomach remedies around, how do you know which you can take for heartburn? And for diarrhea? And for upset stomach? For most any common stomach problem, the answer is Pepto-Bismol. And for a more advanced medicine made especially for diarrhea, the answer is Pepto Diarrhea Control. It often stops diarrhea in just one dose.
Women come to Keeler's for their health needs because we can give them good service, we keep their diagnoses private and professional, and we carry a very innovative line. Keeler's designed this room for privacy to the patient. All the product is kept behind me in a separate room. No one leaves the room once they're in it. All of our fitters are mastectomy patients. No matter what a woman's diagnosis, we can help at Keeler's Medical Supply.
Tonight on Northwest Now at 5.
He's back and tougher than ever. Arnold Schwarzenegger is blowing things to bits. Tonight, Mr. Movie reviews True Lies.
Then on KAPP 35 News at 5:30.
I'm Dave Edel. Tonight on KAPP 35 at 5:30. Any progress for Prosser? Well, number 4 went down and supplies a third of the city's water. They're trying to get it fixed. They're racing the clock. We'll have a report tonight.
Watch KAPP 35, where the news comes first.
If you saw someone being attacked, would you fight to save him? This woman did.
I wasn't thinking what's going to happen. I was just thinking he's got to be stopped.
And when the attacker turned his knife on her, nobody came to the rescue.
I went to the nearest house and started banging on the door. If I'd been bleeding to death, I would have died on their front porch and no one would have done anything.
Would you risk your life to save a stranger? Next, Oprah.
Oprah, Friday at 4 on KAPP 35.
Postcard for free tickets to Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please. Be sure to include your phone number with area code.
Sir, you wanted to ask briefly.
Actually, I had a comment for Ryan. I believe that his book that he wrote, the communication between the preteens and the parents, I think it's a very good idea because I think a lot of problems that go on with our society, and I'm 18 years old, so I'm with this peer group, and I understand that communication is a barrier between us and other adults, and that this kind of book is going to help communication and eventually will help, you know, our society because we are the future.
Well said.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Does Matt have a current stock pick, super stock?
Yes. Matt, what's hot, Matt?
Well, right now I'm still high on Best Buy. And then,
even though you sold at considerable profit.
Well, I bought it back.
Oh, you did buy it back?
It split, and then I bought it at 29.
How about media stocks? You know, there's a lot of flux in our game. Some of these stocks are down. As you know, we have an FCC kind of looking over the cable industry now. Everybody's saying what's going to happen next. All those mergers fell apart. I ask you for your wisdom, Mac.
Well, the information superhighway seems to be threatening you guys a little, but Warren Buffett's my hero, and I kind of like what he likes, and he likes Capital Cities ABC, and I...
You come to 30 Rockefeller Center, the NBC television network?
I forgot.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate your honesty, Matt. I was just joking. You know, we kid.
I just want to say that this is for you. This is one of the loveliest shows I have ever seen in a long time. God bless you.
Tomorrow, male strippers. We're gonna know.
My question's for Jennifer, and I'd like to know what positive qualities have your parents instilled in you that you could pass on to your children, and how did they do that?
Jennifer, yeah.
Jeez. Well...
Yeah, we might get something on that, too, from Mark as well, our youngest elected board member, Tivoli, New York. Please, Jennifer.
My parents have, they've always just nurtured me, and they've always been there for me. They're very supportive. I'm an only child, and... Yeah, I'm an only child, so it's a very close-knit family, and basically they're always there for me And they were brought up with traditional family values, and
well, yeah, and,
so have I.
And I think one of the important messages that my dad taught to me was that if I really wanted to, I could accomplish it. I mean, you know, if I'm in the worst bear market, I can still come out with 50% returns, or, you know, I mean, or whatever. Yeah. But, you know, I think that's the basic message.
Yes. My parents have said I can always be whatever I want to be.
Mark?
My parents were very supportive when I decided to run. They were, I think, a little bit surprised, but something that has kept me going was something that my grandfather told me, and he passed away just a year ago, but he told me that it's better to help just one person once than to help yourself 100 times, and that's sort of been guiding me through everything.
Very good. Lakia, did you want to... Lakia, you're our library person, so conscientious. You were so concerned about the pending cutback of the library budget of the huge library in Brooklyn, to which you were such a frequent visitor, that you were invited to Washington to meet Barbara Bush. What would you, would anybody particularly inspire you?
Well, I can't say there was anyone who particularly inspired me, but people who I often emulate is Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Ben Carson.
She'd be very pleased to know that you made that point on our television program. and so are we.
My question is for Sean. What do you listen to?
I listen to mainstream, straight-ahead jazz, being John Coltrane, Sonny Stitt, Cannonball Adderley, Miles Davis. These are people that are great musicians. These are people that were great musicians. Duke Ellington composed over 1,200 songs in his lifetime, and we're not celebrating his birthday in the schools. We're celebrating people like Mozart and Beethoven, these kind of people, and that's okay, but we're in America now. This is American music.
Yes, it is, and we have our own contemporary geniuses, that's the truth. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Before nightfall, 40,000 children will die from hunger and disease. 55 will die before I finish talking.
They're dying because to most of us, they're nameless, faceless masses, too numerous to help. But they each have a name, and they can be helped, one by one. If you can set aside 70 cents a day, $21 a month, then please call this number and sponsor a child like Maria. Maria might be a statistic now, if it weren't for Angela Toth, a homemaker from Michigan.
Before Angela sponsored Maria through Christian Children's Fund, the situation was very bad. Maria and her mother were alone and frightened. Maria's father had been kidnapped. And with no source of income, it's pretty tough to get along in this part of the country. But Maria will, thanks to Angela. Now they share pictures, letters, their joys, sadness.
Thousands of children, just as precious as Maria, die every day. Not because people are heartless, but because we feel powerless. How many times have you heard child mortality statistics and thought, the problem's so big, what can I do? You can do plenty. You can pick up the phone and save one child. That's a great feeling. Meet Jose, sponsored by Scott Blevins, a Florida technician.
Jose is just getting over pneumonia, which is usually fatal here. You see, where Jose lives, there's no clean water, no medicine, nothing but poverty. But with Scott's $21 a month, Christian Children's Fund is able to give Jose good food, clean water, warm clothes, and the penicillin that saved his life. The only thing we can't save you from is your schoolwork. Christian Children's Fund can do a lot with your $21.
Remember, your phone call can make a wonderful difference in the life of a child.
The number for Christian Children's Fund is on your screen. Please call it.
We'll send you the name and photo of a child you can sponsor.
Great news, Central Washington. It's Buick Value Days at your Central Washington quality Buick dealers. Now is the time to save really big on the cars that have become synonymous with quality and value. Plus, register to win over $2 million in cash and prizes, like a $250,000 grand prize, 5 all-new Rivieras by Buick, and 2,927-inch color TVs. But hurry, Central Washington, to take advantage of this great time to buy at your Central Washington quality Buick dealers.
I offered $10,000 to find me a wife.
They're desperate to get married, so they're telling their friends, find me a bride, get a reward. Next Donahue.
I want to just acknowledge the Swamp Kids again with only seconds left. 12 kids formed last year to combat solid waste. You presented a 756-page plan to Franklin County, Georgia. You went to the White House, all that good. Do you plan, is a career possible for you in the whole new world of ecology and all related activities? Yes.
Yeah. I want to go into environmental law.
Very interesting. Anybody else? You are similarly encouraged to this kind of...
Actually, I wanted to go into public relations, but because I was head of the education.
Yes.
So it really inspired me.
I think it's interesting that none of them claim to be superior students. They just set a goal and went about accomplishing it, and I think that's to be commended.
Yes. I know that I speak for everybody in the audience when we say, congratulations to you all. Don't stop now. You make us proud.
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following.
Menopause, a natural change of life. All natural Rejuvex supplies important nutrients during and after menopause. Try Rejuvex.
Remington Style Setter. This exclusive wax core heated roller system is the world's favorite for curls that get noticed every time. The Style Setter, now from Remington.
Senecot Laxative Tablets. Works like second nature. Comfortably. Overnight.